Change It it's now a movement, but it began to be a project where we truly want to change people's minds and visions for the world. We truly believe that in multiplying the way we talk and communicate, we can, you know, pass a message, do something different. That's why I started this project, but now it's more than me, it's a collective dream. We are all dreamers, we are all changers, and these guys here are very special because they have a click in some moment of their lives where they truly change the way they saw the world. You are known for being very enthusiastic, you know, passionate man about everything and truly about your investments. But you also say that when you invest, you like to invest in something that is going to really change the world.
I think sometimes I'm focused to look for opportunities more than worried about the risk. So I'm always, maybe let me say, I'm not scared to miss out on an opportunity, but I see the opportunity, and then only a while later do we look at the risks. But hopefully there are ways of getting over the risk.
Why was it so important to do it different?
It was important because it was our idea, because it was pure.
Yeah.
It was something we have made. We have built it from the beginning. We have made the whole systems our own way. And there was, could it work? It was something we needed to do.
It's like a superpower, isn't it?
I wouldn't say so. It was a lot of hard work.
Yes.
A lot of hours.
It's always a lot of hard work.
Yes,
isn't
it is. When we started developing this and made our prototype, we changed it around 100 times before we made it work. So it's a lot of work all the way through. But we said we need to do this. We put aside all our good jobs and our good salaries and said we need to do this instead.
And be curious also about people's needs, because with the digital there are a lot of new needs that are coming, of course.
Yeah, and that's the wonderful thing about digital, is that it increases transparency, it helps reveal patterns, you can see connections, and you find out what people's needs are a lot quicker. And in government, I spent 10 years working in government. Government is very good at creating laws, making people do things. And sometimes it's quite daft and wrong what they do, because they haven't got the evidence to make an informed decision or design a process that works, that makes it easy to register with the electric company or whatever. And I think what digital does is it gives you evidence. And I was in Denmark in May with the Junior Achievement group there. We did a session, and a couple of entrepreneurs were presenting at that session. And their advice was, try and test your product very, very quickly so you have some basic evidence. Will people buy this thing? Mm-hmm. And then take that to the investors, rather than perhaps doing a 3-year business plan before you actually ever take anything to a user or a consumer. So be curious, come up with an idea, but test it and go out and get the evidence. Digital allows you to do that so much more easily than, say, 5-10 years ago.
You shouldn't ask what the country should do for you. You should be asking, what can I do for my country? And that was pretty much a tipping point for me. So in 2011, instead of going to McKinsey in London, I decided to come back to Portugal. I had no clue about Uniplaces. To be fair, Uniplaces is booking.com for student accommodation, Airbnb for students. And I thought Airbnb was growing pretty phenomenally at that rate. And I thought it makes a lot of sense. I had been an international student myself. I had studied, fortunately enough, in a lot of different countries, and looking for accommodation was a big problem. And there was no brand for students worldwide. If you think about Red Bull, is a big brand for pretty much extreme sports, and they're not even an extreme sport itself. You have big brands for women, for babies, for everything. And I thought students really deserved a brand, a consumer brand. And if you do that well, it's a massive opportunity, and it can really enhance the student experience. And I had been a student a year before, and I wanted to really do something that I really connected with, and that was building Uniplaces and become the global brand for students. It's pretty hard because you have to have your head pretty high in the clouds, but almost at the same time with your feet like touching the soil, because you don't have that much time to solve everything you have to do, which is funding, hiring the right people. And still today, I can still say in the last 30 years, it's all about the people.
Always pick people that are better and smarter than you. So that's my criteria. I don't want people who can do what I do. I want people who can do stuff that I can't even grasp what they're doing.
For that, you have to be humble.
Yeah, you have to. And you have to accept your mistakes, accept their mistakes. For us, our culture and the environment we have within the company is, you know, our most valuable asset, the people and the culture that we created. So whenever we hire someone, it's such a long, delicate process. They go through all sorts of filters, not just what they're able to do and what they'll be able to do in the future, but if they fit our culture.
You know, networking, like Nick was saying, that coffee, that drink, it doesn't mean you're going to do business with each other, but it's networking. And another cliche, it's not what you know, it's who you know. All those kind of things are so important, because I know very little. But when people come asking me to invest in them, what they're asking me for is contacts.
Thank you, Ana Rita, for this partnership with Change It. It's a great movement. We want to make sure people change their attitude. They go forward, they try, they fail sometimes, and they stand up and they try again. It's a pleasure to have you all here. I hope you learn from these great people. It's a great honor to have Tim here, who is a JA alumnus in South Africa. I saw, yeah, it's great. And I met Sandra at TEDx. Do you know TEDx? TED Talks? Yeah. At a TED Talk in Porto, and I was really impressed with all the journey she did. So be inspired, do something with your lives, be different to be successful in your professional and personal lives.